There's no calendar to tell you when it'll be, but I tell you it will be. The time that it happens is the perfect time for it. He does not make mistakes. He knows exactly what you need when you need it. And he knows what you don't need ever. I want you to repeat this with me. I can rest now. God is in charge. And all is well and well indeed. When you do that, the universe will find you more attractive and you'll begin to be a part of the law of attraction.
And you see, I love the Lord. You understand what I'm saying? I love the Lord. And if loving the Lord is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Some people stand up and rise. Some people sit and cry.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber Trying. You see the thumbnail, you see the clip. God has great timing, man. There's a thing in life where people, like the Drake song "God's Plan" and God's timing, and the old school thing. He may not come when you call, but he's always on time. Um, if you really believe in God, and sometimes just as a human being, you might have your moments where you might question, you might doubt. I'm gonna just say that, or you might even be jealous of other people getting the blessings, or not even just getting blessings, just having successes, or you're watching other people's dreams being fulfilled when that's also your dream, and their dreams are being fulfilled before you, right? Um, you only if you can trust the process, or trust God, know your moment will come if you stay consistent, if you don't give up. Because sometimes people say, man, God did this for this person just like that, and sometimes the overnight success you see, it was a decade plus in the making, right? But you didn't see that part. Sometimes people had struggles that you can't fathom, and those struggles in some ways propelled them to where they're at. But on the flip side, sometimes God puts you in a position to watch and listen to other people's mistakes, and watch and listen to other people's ideas of how to be more successful. And the question is, were you paying attention? Because if you were paying attention, when your time comes, you're gonna be prepared. Because there are some people that God blessed, but God had to watch over them because they were unprepared. And you know, and sometimes the thing that you think is a blessing is not a blessing when you think it's a blessing. But later that blessing will become a real blessing because you'll be able to actually enjoy it, and accept it, and live in it. Because see, sometimes you don't realize, you know, just in my opinion, man, God will bless you with the things that you prepared yourself for, you know. And that's not to say you might not make mistakes. Sometimes you might ruin an opportunity, and that opportunity may not come back. And sometimes you worked really hard and you did everything and you didn't get that opportunity, right? But that doesn't mean God won't give you access to a great life. And sometimes we don't trust the process and we lose faith and we don't trust God because it's like, yo, I thought you promised me this and I thought you promised me that. I mean, you got to understand something. Sometimes the promises you say God promised you, you promised it to yourself and you say God did it. And other times, a promise was given to you and you got impatient, you know. Because sometimes people have that feeling like, man, you know, God, is it ever going to be my turn? Or is it going to be my turn when I got 5 minutes left to live? Like, you know, like, oh, that's what we doing? Like, but at the same time, um, you don't have gratitude in the fact that sometimes you don't have to be special in the eyes of the world to be special in the eyes of God. And sometimes we want to be blessed by being special in the eyes of the world, but the eyes of the world are perverted. And you find out that the eyes from the world give you a glare that you really don't like. And then you have some people who, you know, and I say that to say this with it. Sometimes the blessing that you're jealous of another person, you have no concept of the weight that comes with that quote unquote blessing. You have no concept of it. It looks good to you from the outside, but you don't know what it feels like on the inside. And what it feels like on the inside will crush you. And that's why you see some people get crushed by the weight of what they've been given. And sometimes you need to trust God's times because God will bless you when there is no remorse. When there's no, oh, maybe somebody else deserves this. This probably shouldn't be me because sometimes you can't accept God's blessing because of your own guilt, of your own survivor's remorse, of you looking around you in your circle and the people around you, and you see people way more deserving than you. And, excuse me, and that may be true. You know, that may be true. And sometimes you ask, you know, we asking God for material things, but we're not asking Him for real things like, you know, God will give you peace when you need it the most. God will renew your heart when you need it the most. God will renew your mind when you need it the most. In the right time, you know. God will renew your faith after it's been shattered and you need it. You know, God will give you wisdom. God will grab you and put you right here in a safe place when you would have went right here in an unsafe place. God gave you an intuition that you can't explain, but it puts you in a good spot. God to give you an understanding that can make you accept life. You get what I'm saying? Accept the ups and downs of life, but you know, in its imperfect time, God will give you patience when you need it the most. God will give you temperament when you need it the most. God will give you the time to reflect and be able to either walk forward or walk through something or walk away from something. And sometimes God will just push you away from something. No matter it may hurt you at the moment, but it helped you. You know, it might have hurt you in that moment, but it helped you in the end. You know, so just remember, man, God has great timing, man. Great timing. And sometimes, you know, God will give you a vision, and you got to keep yourself in step with that vision to go on a journey to fulfill that vision. And it ain't gonna be easy, because just because you got a vision one night does not mean it's gonna happen tomorrow. It might happen 10, 15 years from now. But are you gonna stick to the promise you saw in that vision? You get what I'm saying? Because when it comes, if you stick to the path and you stick to the journey, it'll give you far more than you've ever asked for. Um, and I'm one of the people to thank God for it, you know. But I'm gonna leave it at that, man. You tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.